filmmaking is the chance to live multiple lifetimes. This quote by Robert Altman is how we begin the maiden edition of the Booth Talkshow. This is the talk show brought to you by Phronesis Media Gh, and I get to hang out at notable places with interesting people this generation has to offer. Now, on the show, we chill, we chat, we challenge, but most importantly, we are here to learn. Today, we are at the Icy Cup restaurant inside the Phronesis City Mall, and we're going to talk about an interesting subject matter, that is filmmaking in Ghana. And I have an equally interesting person here who is a filmmaker, and he will tell us more about the subject matter. My name is Adjoa Dubai, and we'll be right back after this break. So welcome back. This is the Booth Talk Show, and today we are hanging out at Icy Cup restaurant inside the Phronesis City Mall. I told you we're going to talk about an interesting subject matter. Yes, that is filmmaking in Ghana. And I have with me one fresh gentleman. Yeah, he's really handsome, and I can't even get over this. Yes, he is a filmmaker. He is a student of. He told me not to say this, but still, I'm going to say it. He is a graduate of Oxford University, Oxford School for Business and Journalism. Is that it? He is a husband. He's the CEO of Farm Book Studios, and he is a former radio presenter at Solid FM. That's a great. Or I guess call you that's a great, or I call you Daakyehene. Okay, so Daakyehene Ababio, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Sure, so
You
sure.
seem tense. Let's
No, I'm cool.
Do you have to exercise before you start?
You know I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm the behind the scene guy. So when I come in front of the camera, it's a different thing.
Okay, so who is Daakyehene Ababio?
Okay, Daakyehene Ababio. It's God's very own future king.
Okay.
And I love filmmaking. I love my wife.
You get that?
I love
You
my
get that.
family.
Okay.
And my wife loves me so much. I am simple. I'm passionate about whatever I do.
Okay.
I love to help the young people. I love talents.
I see.
Yes.
So, well, I'm talented. Do you love me?
I love talents.
Okay. So
Yes.
let's get to
I think it's the only thing God gave to human beings to make something out of it. Something. It's so great.
Okay, so let's get to this. Why did you choose to become a filmmaker, like an off-screen director, and not the actor? Of course, you're a good-looking guy, and most good-looking guys like to be famous or be actors.
Okay. I started acting in front of the camera and on stage. But as I was growing up, as I told you, I love to help people. I saw a lot of young people in the Ghana movie scene or the movie industry who wanted to be on films, but nobody was featuring them.
Okay.
Because I used to watch Hollywood, you see 20th Century Fox, Disney, they're all using young people, 20 years, 15 years, 16 years, as main characters. And most of the films, they have all of them. Watch films like Twilight and a whole lot of them. So looking back into our industry, there's no film. You have to be like John DeMello's age, Ivan Okoro's age, Majid's age, before they can make you the main character. Because most filmmakers that is it. If the film doesn't have any known face in quotes,
people are not
going to watch.
Yeah, obviously.
So it's like that. I wanted to change that narrative and have young people, all new faces, all new talents on film.
Oh, okay.
So that's how come I have to sacrifice my acting talent
and become the director. Okay.
To save lives.
Well, I'm curious. When children are growing up and you ask them what they want to become in future, most people will talk about being doctors, nurses, bank managers, and managers. I know I said that for a fact, but why did you decide to go into filmmaking?
It's the only time I become God.
Oh, so you get to decide.
Yeah, I get to become God. Yes, I get to become God in months, in some days. Because I create world, I create human, I create souls, and I create environments. I create a world for the characters.
Okay.
to live in, so that people watch
And feel entertained.
Yes.
Okay, so as I said earlier, you are the CEO of Palm Book Studios.
Yes.
I want you to tell me a little bit about Palm Book Studios and then Paper TV series.
Okay, Palm Book Studio is a production company. We shoot events, we shoot music videos, we shoot film. We are mainly for film, and we are a production company who seeks to help a lot of talents.
Okay.
We're not just for film. In the future, in the days ahead, we're going to expand our territories and welcome new artists like musicians, painters, every talent that will help them grow it and grow well.
Oh, okay.
That's my wife and I, that's what we want to do.
Okay,
So we want to grow our wings and open up for talents.
especially young people.
Especially young people, even older people, because there are so many older people who are doing something they didn't like. Their parents forced them into something
Yes.
they don't like. So we need all those passionate, talented people
On
to
set.
throw away what they are doing now and go for what they wanted to do.
Oh, okay. So I want you to tell me about how you came about the name Palm Book Studios.
So the Palm has so many branches and the book has so many pages. So will we have so many things to do for people.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's fun.
So I can see that for everything that one person decides to put across in life, there are challenges and regrets.
Yeah.
So have you had any since you started this whole
Yeah, the challenges we are having now is finances, budgets, money to do what we want to do.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's our main challenge now. Because we want to do, you see, where we find ourselves, if the person is new, people don't patronize.
Yes.
And if the person is new, a lot of people find faults.
Faults with it. Why didn't you include the old
Yes.
faces, the
So-
famous people?
So that has been the problem. So in order to cover this up, you need to make a better production. Invest a lot to win the audience here. And what I don't understand is people sit here, watch telenovelas with people they don't know, characters or actors they've never seen before,
Okay.
but they enjoy.
They enjoy it.
But their own people,
They don't.
they just want to criticize.
Okay. So who has been your mentor in your journey?
I have a couple of them, but my main people I look up to is Martin Scorsese.
Okay.
Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino.
Okay. That's
This-
amazing.
Yeah, these people, they inspire me a lot. They were independent filmmakers and they are now into the mainstream. So I love the passion they used when they were independent filmmakers and to the mainstream filmmakers now. So I believe I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. So I'm always watching their films, reading documentaries about their works, and I think we have something in common. So we'll get there. So they are my guy.
Your mentors?
Mentors.
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino and Martin Scorsese.
Most movie enthusiasts are familiar with his work, but for those of us who don't know, let's see for ourselves.
His name is Kwame. He lost his parents only 2 years ago. And now, his face is still. I think he can't sleep too.
So you're welcome back from this break. We are still hanging out at Icy Cap Restaurant inside the Phronesis City Mall. This is the Booth Talkshow and it's brought to you by Phronesis Media Gh, supported by Salter Drinks and Zet Mineral Water. Now I have a couple of questions for you. Are you ready? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, we're getting to know you, but I want to know what you think about certain issues that have to do with the Ghanaian movie industry.
Alright.
Okay.
My
So
opinion.
yes, your opinions. You have to be honest.
I'll be honest.
Okay. So earlier this year, Genevieve Maji became the first billionaire in the movie industry, and she won an award, or she got acquired by Netflix with her movie Lion's Heart. And a short film from Kenya also won an Academy Award. Why is the narrative so different in Ghana? Because Ghana is in Africa, and their movies are not doing so well on the African continent. Why is it so different?
If I'll first tackle the Oscar, the Academy Award. Academy Award for Best Foreign Film category, they need 80% to 90% of the local language in the films. And I think most of us want to do films with English.
Yes.
So if it happens like that, there's going to be, we don't qualify. And there are some things they expect the filmmaker to do for him to be nominated.
For
Selected
that
for
Academy
Oscar,
Award.
yeah.
Okay.
So it has a lot of things to do with that. And coming down to Netflix. The Netflix, it has to do with
Money.
money. Because your production has to be on point. You have to shoot, I believe, with 4K.
What's
4K camera.
Okay. Well, I'm not a technical person, so it's
So
understood.
you need to use a 4K camera to get that high quality picture.
Okay.
So it requires a lot, and to use even red for a day, I think you'll be working close to 2,000 Ghana cedi from 1,500 to 2,000 to high red camera to get those quality images. So if you want to reach that standard, you need to invest a lot. There are a lot of filmmakers here who has great ideas, like Louis Lamis. Louis wants to do a lot of things to help young actors, help them, build them. You know, he has schools, he organizes seminars for actors.
For people, yeah. I've seen that around.
He wants to do this, but there's no money. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of serious horror genres I want to do.
But then there's no money.
But there's no money because the horror genres, I need to make those special effect makeups.
But aren't there sponsors to help you guys?
That is what we are looking for in Ghana. We need investors.
Okay.
Nollywood, they have it. Nigeria, they have people who are invested into films. Like, you see the current content or current films coming out of Nigeria. The new production houses, Ebony Life,
Okay.
King of Boys and all those things. You see, there are quality productions coming out because there are a lot of investors. People are invested into Nollywood. But here, we don't get people invested in our films. So we end up cutting things away. Things that will make the film better, you have to cut it away
Oh.
and shoot within your means.
So it doesn't have anything to do with writers not being creative enough or being stingy when it comes to their budget or not writing
It's
well
money.
enough. So it's money.
It's money. Because if I have money, I'll hire the best camera guy in Ghana.
Okay.
Hire the best equipment, the lights, the crew, everything on point. But if you don't have that money, that's where you have to limit the best camera to the next best camera to the next best camera.
Oh, okay.
You see, then you are reducing because of your budget. Let's say I'm using 2,000 Ghana cedi or let's say 8,000 Ghana cedi for a film. I have to cut away a lot of things. If you don't take care, you let the actors bring their own costumes for the film because you don't have it,
Have the money.
but you have the passion. So that is what is costing us. It's budget.
Okay. So a while back, a lot of people were caught up in the Kumawood dominance, but all of a sudden people lost interest. What do you think happened?
In the Kumawood,
Yes.
what
I'm
to
bringing
me,
you
to
down
my point,
to Kumasi.
to my point, I believe it's people were fed up with the same thing, the same actors, the same in quotes related stories. So people wanted something new, something more
Fresh out of
fresh,
the boat.
you see, and they were not getting.
Okay.
So they end up, people, and they do so to us. One factor.
How is that related to?
One, let me tell you. You go on set around 9, and there's no light. You wait till the light comes. The light may not come. You have to postpone, and that day you've lost huge sums of money.
Okay.
So, you see, most of them were producing about 5 films. And so if you are to shoot 5 films, it comes down to 2.
Okay.
Because you are losing a lot of money. You go on set, you don't get light to work. You buy a generator, it's still money. Another extra cost. So it's the storylines, the same characters every day, related storylines, and maybe doing so.
Hey, so who is to be blamed for the low patronage of the Ghanaian movies? Is it the government or the filmmakers themselves or the actors or the people
I think
who are supposed to buy it?
It's all of us.
Or even journalists or media
Or
people?
even journalists. Because listen, let me start with the journalist. The journalist in Ghana wants you to pay him before he talks about your film.
Okay. Let me relax and listen to this one.
Yes. You see, there are a lot of things happening outside Ghana, like Lila's film. They don't talk about it. Shirley's film, Potato Potato, got selected in France or somewhere, I've forgotten the place. But how many journalists talked about this? Watch our TV news. Which TV station have time to talk about film? Like, look at this film, Barrow of Kojo. The Barrow of Kojo opened in New York. How many presenters, how many journalists, or how many broadcasting house talked about Barrow of Kojo?
The media houses.
The media houses, they never talked about it. So it's everybody. The media house, they are not helping. They have to pay before they talk about it.
Okay.
And down to the filmmakers, because they are invested, they can't make it free. Now, Ghana, we don't buy CDs. The only means to get your money back is the premiere. And even the premiere, people don't patronize.
So then why don't you use the opportunity to use internet services like Netflix, like Iroko TV? Because there are other means by which you could get your movie out there.
A lot of filmmakers, if you sell your film to Iroko, it's outside Ghana.
Okay.
But we are talking about, you asked about Ghanaian patronizing our films.
Yes, but if it's on the, because anything on Netflix is on the internet, anything on Iroko is on the internet.
You know,
so
Ghanaians don't watch even videos on YouTube.
Oh, Ghanaians do.
Really?
Especially when you go to the offices. Lots of people do, they watch videos on YouTube.
Tell me more, because
yes, they watch videos on YouTube. And
it is something I have been, myself and we.
You should go out there.
We put Beautiful Mind trailer there, and we can't get even 100 people to watch it.
Because you didn't share the link to the video, did you?
We've shared everywhere. We did everything.
Are you sure?
We even sponsored it. We paid. We boosted.
Nowadays, lots of people watch videos on YouTube because they want to learn how to make basic things. So if they are already
then it's foreign content. Because
we have local content.
Because
that people will go and
the number of trailers I check on the net, the views for music videos, great. Ghanaians are watching a lot of music videos. I don't know if it's only Ghanaians, but for music videos, I know they are getting a lot of views. Like the Kwame Eugene, like the Kiddies.
Yeah.
But the movie scene. Did you watch Beautiful Mind trailer on YouTube?
No, I watched it on WhatsApp.
Oh, come on!
I saw the trailer on Instagram as well. You guys should make use of social media.
So we are using it. We are doing our possible best. We're using Facebook, Instagram, all the social media.
But then you're still not getting the views.
But Ghanaians are not watching.
They are.
They are not.
You just have to do more work.
We're doing everything we can.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Okay.
So it's all of us.
Okay, before I forget, I heard about people granting sexual favors in order to earn roles in the industry. Is that true? As a filmmaker, anytime you hear something like that, how do you feel?
Okay, I've never heard of that. Maybe it's because of the people around me, the filmmakers I talk with, or who are my friends. They don't give No, they don't do that.
Well, even if it's not related to your production, maybe I'm sure you've heard it with other production houses.
That is what I'm saying. The other production houses are my friends. They don't tell me. Luis, no, that would not happen.
Why do you keep mentioning Luis? He's not the
Kofi Che, Scotty.
Because people are saying this. Okay, cool. People are saying this because they expect to see A+ actors on the screen, and then they see people with less talent, and then they are just walking about. They don't know if they are acting or they're not acting. Like, it has to do with the type of actors you put out there in the movie.
So how can you tell this actor on TV is not doing well because the director slept with her?
Because I'm watching you perform something for me, and it's supposed to be entertaining, but what you're doing is annoying me. So I mean,
then it tells you the director slept with him. With her.
No, the person didn't end the role.
Listen,
nepotism.
Let me set an example.
Or the person had to bribe you guys.
No, let me set an example.
Okay.
We had an audition here in Kumasi City Mall, and we had a lot of actors coming, inexperienced, a lot of them. Now, this is what we get from the audition we organized. So we need to use them, or we need to, or do we have to stop because they are inexperienced? You train people. That's what I'm saying. Most of the young people are not ready for this.
So they're not ready to learn the craft. They're just after the fame.
People are just after. A lot of them are after the fame.
Okay.
Somebody comes to a production house to learn acting. The next day they want to be on set shooting.
Interesting.
You put them on set. They come. They stand behind the camera. They take selfies. This same person is on the set to play an emotional scene, a scene where the character is supposed to cry. He comes on the set, he wants to shake everybody's hands. He wants to talk to everybody. The more you laugh, the more you can't cry.
Okay.
So a lot of them, they don't research on the role they are playing. They just do what they've heard. You are a doctor in this scene, so then in their mind, in their thoughts, they think doctors walk this way,
So they are not ready to learn.
Most of them.
But then if the person is not ready to learn, how does the person aim a role in your movie?
Good. You train the person, you think the person is ready for the role. You go on set and they are messing up. That's what I'm saying, preparation. Actors' preparation. It comes to play. You rehearse with them, you know they are good.
But then,
the next day, they forget everything. And you're like, meanwhile, that time, that moment, you're on the set. You've hired camera, you've hired all the equipment, all crew. And because of one person's performance, it comes down to budget. If you have a lot of money, you just end the production.
And you go home.
You go and find another person, you come back. Here, you don't have, so you have to like, okay, let's, then you shoot it. There's no time, then you put it out there. So that is one problem.
Okay.
And if you are to go in for a star or star
the
cast,
money, yeah.
So budget.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I think you guys have been enlightened enough, but we have to go on a quick break, and when we come back, the booth still continues. Stay tuned. You're still watching the Booth Talkshow, brought to you by Phronesis Media Gh, supported by Zet Mineral Water and Salt and Drink. We are still at Icy Cup inside the Kumasi City Mall, and it's time for my favorite segment in my show. So I get to read out a scenario to my guest, and he will tell me what he's going to do. Are you ready? Are you sure? Okay. So you're a movie director, and you have visualized a scene in your mind. The scene involves a legally acceptable level of nudity. However, the talent you're working with, who is the best there is for the role, is reluctant to follow through due to his or her personal beliefs, and it may be religious. are you going to A, compromise and cut the scene, or B, replace the actor and follow through?
All right. If you can remember, I kept saying I love to use new faces.
Yeah.
One, because if I can change, if I can put one person into character, I believe I can make anybody.
Okay.
So, if we're shooting a scene with nudity and an actor tells me I can't, I believe acting is a ministration, like being a pastor, like being a gospel musician or whatever.
Being a singer.
Yes. So, since it's a ministration, you have to sacrifice yourself to minister, to touch lives.
Even if it's, you have to give up a certain level of nudity.
What does the nudity, what would it bring in the film? What contribution would the nudity bring in the film? Okay, let's say the nudity is trying to tell the consequences of what premarital sex is, education on that, or something is an education. If you do it, you are touching lives.
Okay.
If you are showing the consequences in premarital sex in the film and you have to go naked, you are touching lives.
Okay.
So in this scene, I am not supposed to throw the scene away because you, an actor, want to do it.
Right.
If you can't do it, I'll try to talk to you. If you still don't want, I would have to talk to another actor.
No, listen. The question says he or she is the best there is on the film.
There's no best actor. Every actor is best.
No, you've been trained. Okay, listen. Previously, we were arguing about actors not being ready for their scenes and there's zero creativity in what they're doing. You've trained this guy for months to cite him. We've tried to cite him for months, and then he's supposed to play the show, and all of a sudden he tells you he wouldn't be able to do it because of his religious beliefs or personal beliefs.
What if he died?
So you
in the course of preparation, you are still going to change him. So, if an actor, if you prepare an actor for, God knows how long you want to prepare an actor for, and he is not ready, he is not ready.
Interesting.
So the scene is my focus. I am supposed to make the audience love the scene, every scene in my film.
Okay.
It has a feeling when you are in the cinema and people watching your film are reacting to it. It has a feeling.
Okay.
It tells you you've done well.
So you want to get
it's
that
more
feeling.
than an award. That feeling is more than winning an award. So I'm supposed to win every scene. I'm supposed to win the audience. Okay. I'm supposed to make the audience believe this scene is so real and relatable. So you, the actor, if you're not ready to do it, I find another actor.
I see.
Thank you.
Anyway, though, I'd like to ask some follow-up questions on the Paper TV series. I wasn't really enlightened.
Okay. Paper series, it highlights on the hustling of the young people in Ghana, because most filmmakers don't tackle that part of stories. Because I believe there are young people who are trying to do something and it's not working. And we need to tell those stories too. So it talks about people with talent trying to achieve their dreams, people born on the street and trying to survive. That's what Paper is about.
Okay. So
and I'll be releasing it very soon on YouTube.
Very soon on YouTube?
Yes.
I'll be sure to go and watch it.
Yeah.
You should send me the link or else.
I'll send you the link.
Okay, sure. I'll help you share it so that most Ghanaians will try and patronize what we are doing in the Ghanaian industry. So, we've learned a lot from you, and from the beginning, you've enlightened us on so many things. But before you go, can you give us your final words to our viewers and those who want to enter into the film industry?
My final words. I want to tell every young actor, everyone who is willing or dying to be in the film industry, that it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time to be known. And if you go after fame, you don't get it. That's what I've seen in the film world. If you go after fame, you don't get it. But if you go after the craft, the fame comes. So you should always focus on the craft, how to build the craft, how to grow it. If you can't go to NAFTI to learn about acting or filmmaking, please do what I did. Be on YouTube every day. It's going to take your bundle. It's going to take your bundle every day. But know that you are investing into your own life with your bundle. Because a lot of young people nowadays, all they use with their bundle to do is chat, Snapchat, Instagram, watch pictures, and that is all. But we can use our bundle to make our lives better.
Yeah.
So I believe if you are out there and you are young, you want to do something, just log on to YouTube, watch whatever you want to do, from makeup to filmmaking to costuming to hair to special effects, anything you want to do.
You could learn it.
You could learn it on YouTube. Somebody's there. Just watch and make the person rich. The more you watch, the person becomes rich. And the more you invest into your life.
Okay.
So thank you, and I love my wife.
Well, this has been an interesting show, but sadly, like all things, it has to come to an end. However, I'll be coming your way same time next week with another interesting episode of The Booth. The Booth has been brought to you by Phronesis Media Gh. You can follow Phronesis Media Gh on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Phronesis Media Gh, and also watch our YouTube videos at Phronesis TV for all educative content. My name is Adjoa Dubai, and you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Adjoa Dubai. Meet you same time next week. Bye-bye.